of good family. Today I'm doing a review on 2 tech items that I've bought with my own money, so it's my own opinions. You know, no one's paying me to say whatever. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you will know I'm often wearing an in-ear earphone to listen to audiobooks and various other things, because you know, when I'm working on anything, I like to listen to audio. I'm not a music lover as such. I do love music, but it's not something I listen to very often anyway. So my wife picked me up 2 items. Both items are from Home Bargains. One is the Grundig Bluetooth headphones, and then we've got these wireless earpod things. I'm not sure which ones I like the best or whatever. These were $9.99 each. So I'm gonna open them up, have a look at them, and we'll do a little bit of a review. Now the funny thing with this one, right, it's got a nice set of neodymium magnets here, which are actually really, really powerful, so I'll be nicking them out of the case. I looked over the entirety of this to have a look at how long they last for, and nowhere on the packaging does it say how long the battery life is, when you're listening to it, etc, etc. And so I went online and went to the website. It doesn't say there either, so basically I don't have a clue. Hopefully it says in the manual, but we'll see. As I say, I have paid for both of these, so all of the opinions are my own. First of all, now if you've watched any of my videos or watched all of my videos, I did an actual unboxing of the same Accelerate company's power packs, and one of them actually burnt my finger. It wouldn't turn itself off, and I hadn't realised, and it melted all of its inner glue gun glue and all that sort of thing, and yeah, it burnt my finger. So I haven't had great luck with these, so yeah, we shall see. I'm literally only trying to look for how long the batteries last. Shibbidi-bidi-bidi-bidi-bidi. Working time, music up to 1.5 hours, talk time up to 2 hours. Charging time between 1 and 2 hours. It says, right, oh, this is something I didn't mention. Right, let's have a look. So we've got some extra ear bits, you know, like you always do in these, but they're different from the usual earbud thick kind of things. We got a USB cable. Now this is where they live, and this also charges them as well, so you can actually charge this up. I'm not 100% sure. I've had a pair before, not this type of ones, but where the base was actually a battery charger as well, and so you could, if they died when you're walking around with them, you put them in here and they charge wirelessly, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check into that. But pop them out. They go in like this. Close that. Oh, and yeah, it is. The lights come on, so they are actually charging. Okay, I will actually connect that up to the power and not rely on the battery pack. Right, I will have them charging while we unbox the other one and have a look at that. Okay, so as I say, this is the Grundig. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've always seen them as a bit of a cheap brand, but I don't have lots of money, so cheap brand is better than no brand at all. So let's get this ultra shiny case out of the way and get them out. Now this one had a bit more information on the outside of it, and I believe it's talk time 3 hours, music playing time 2.5 to 3. Let's have a look in here then. It's a substantial amount of nothing in a substantially the sized box. That whole bit there was to contain that, which, oh, sorry, I lied, and that. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Okay, like before, these obviously charge via USB. Oh, that's quite handy. They also, I'll explain what I mean by that's handy in a sec. They also come with nothing. Okay, so they look okay. They look nice quality. I will try them on and I will show you in a second. Okay, I will show you me wearing them in a sec, but they're very small. Very small, like my ear just fits in there, and I don't have particularly big ears. Yeah, so as you can see, they look okay. One thing I will say for these ones is they do block a lot of the ambient noise out. A few little specs with this one then. Let's have a look. It's got an on-off switch. It's got a volume up and down, skip, back and pause button, which I think is quite handy. It's also got a built-in microphone, so you can use it as hands-free. So one interesting thing about this is it's actually got an auxiliary line, and that is for if you plug in your 3.5-inch jack to here and then to an MP3 player, you can actually listen to it wired rather than wirelessly. Not sure why you'd do that, but maybe your battery's died. Who knows? Right, I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to put it on to charge and give it a proper charge up first, and then I'm going to have it for about a week before I actually come back and tell you how they are. One thing I haven't actually spotted. Oh yeah, no. Oh, there it is. There's the USB in there. That way. Okay, so yeah, I'll charge these up now as well, and then I'm going to give it about a week playing around with both, and I'll tell you how good they are. Okay, it's been about a week, and I have tried out both lots of headphones in different situations and so on, and I'm ready to give my review. I'll start with these ones. These ones, as I said in the beginning, the loops for your ears are a little bit small. So you sort of like have to poke your ears in. Now, I then went around thinking, oh, my ear's a bit bigger than everyone else's. And I sort of became a bit of an ear checker. And no, my ears are just average sized. And these don't say, you know, for kids or any of that stuff, and I doubt they are for kids. There's only two problems then. The cushions being a bit too small, and the charging port. The charging port's just here, which is fine. The charging cable goes in there, and it's just where the headphones close up, which doesn't sound like a problem. You just place them on your desk or whatever and they'll charge. But I have found on 3 separate occasions someone's just knocked it just slightly and it's pushed the cable out just enough to stop it charging. And so at first I genuinely thought that there was a problem with the battery because they weren't charging properly and I was leaving them overnight and everything else. So that's something to take, you know, to consider. This charging cable, which is one that came with the other set of headphones, seems to be better because it's actually a little bit longer than the average ones. The ones that came with it are just a normal USB, and yeah, as I say, they get knocked out a bit. The buttons are quite easy to use even when they're on your ears. You get used to this is the top, this is play, you know, and so you can sort of navigate them with your fingers. And the sound quality overall is quite nice. I quite enjoy it. The battery life is okay. It's not tremendous, but I listen to audiobooks that are like 15 hours long, so I'm never going to get through a whole audiobook in one sitting anyway. But yeah, no, I quite like them. They're quite comfortable. I do find sometimes you're doing something and they're on your ears and they'll start to slide down a bit or slide back a bit and you sort of have to reclip them and so on. But other than that, I think they're, you know, I'd spend £10 again. I would buy another pair if needed. Okay, so these are sort of like ear buddy kind of things, and I've bought various different sets in the past. I'll talk about these in a second. These ones are quite comfortable. They do stay in your ears. I have found that, you know, if I'm listening to them and I'm going to go to the toilet, being a man, I'm standing up, I am very aware that these aren't as secure in my ears as certain other ones I've owned in the past. So bear that in mind as a definite warning. So far they haven't ended up where they shouldn't, just in my ears. Now the reason I bought these ones out, which I bought before, I think I got these like £3 from China or something. These ones are horrendously uncomfortable in your ears, and there is a reason I am telling you this. But they're very similar in the sense that they've got a chargeable docking pad and all this sort of rubbish. These ones are magnetized, so it means when you drop them in, they automatically start charging. These ones, you have to sort of push in till they sort of feel like there's no more give, and then they're in there and they're ready to charge. Something that it didn't say in any of the manual that I read. So I was finding that one of them wasn't charging at times and so on. It was just that I hadn't pushed them in far enough. That's not my issue with these. The reason I got these ones is these they're separate Bluetooth. So unless your phone or whatever you're connecting to can have two outputting Bluetooth, you could only have one of these on at any one time. They wouldn't pair up, they wouldn't join. These, different. Let's say you pair your right one with your phone. When you turn the right one on, and it will automatically connect. You turn the left one on, they connect to each other, job done, fine. However, if you turn them both off and turn the left one on, it won't connect. And what you then need to do is you need to now go into your Bluetooth settings, connect that one, and it will then, if you turn that one on first, it will connect, and vice versa. So it's a bit of a pain in the bum that you can't just connect one and they both connect, but other than that, that side of things isn't a problem. I found though that these have two major flaws in them. For some reason, I don't know why, the on-off button, which is normally play and pause and accept calls, if you press pause, it pauses. If you press play, it plays. If you press and hold down for a long period of time and they're on, it'll turn off. But I found that they start skipping tracks. So if you're listening to, a 10-part audio book of some kind, you'll go back to it and it's 3 books ahead, like 3 tracks ahead, and it's only when these are connected. So there's something when you're trying to turn these on or off that is, telling the phone, in my case, to skip ahead. So that is a major issue, and I found that the battery life is, it said 1.5 hours, and I probably get maximum an hour before they need to be charged. So I think it was between 1.5 and 2 hours on these, and it was nowhere near. Now, for both of these, they obviously have hands-free phone usage as well, and they were both poor. There's no way I could use either of these two sets to have a phone conversation with anyone. This one, the big headset, makes it sound like I've put it on speakerphone and then I've walked to the other side of the room. It sounds very echoey and very distant, and it doesn't work. As for hearing the call, it's perfect, but to talk back is nothing. It's very poor. And same for these. This one sounded, to 2 of my friends, they described it almost exactly. They said it was like I was talking underwater. There was like this very watery, kind of sound. I was underwater at the time. Who'd have thunk? No. So yeah, so both of them I would not use as a hands-free device for talking on the phone. However, I would rate this one, definitely buy it. Have this for audio and listening to whatever you like. As I say, if you've got a bit bigger ears, maybe not for you. But the sound quality's fine, and the distance on both of them is fine. They're about 10 meters, and so I can go upstairs in my house and still be listening on these. These I can go upstairs, but while I'm on the stairs you can't, but when you're directly above the phone or whatever you can. So the range is pretty average for any Bluetooth device, but these I would buy again. These I'd probably leave out, but for £10, if you're only going to be listening to audio, they're perfect. And the one thing I do like about these is I tend to listen to audio when I'm doing other things, so talking to people or people who bore me, I put an audio book on and just nod and agree. No, but seriously, I'm doing other things, so I have one in, but I never have both in. Well, I don't normally have both in because I'm doing other things. I need to hear the world around me or whatever. So I'll put one in and I'll listen to it. When the battery starts to die, I can then put that one down and I can take the other one out, and then while that's charging, I've got another one to listen to. So for that reason, I think these are okay. But as I say, the battery life is not 100% fantastic on these, and the charging side of things is a bit hazy. It says that the light turns off when they finish charging, but there's a red and a blue light. Sometimes the red light flashes, sometimes the blue light's steady, and vice versa. But it says nothing about that in the charging, the manual. So I don't know. But yeah, as I say, 100% buy these if you want them, if your ears aren't too big. And if if you want some cheap earpods, tell people that, they're proper ones, then these are okay. £10, you can't go wrong with either of these for £10. Anyway, hope you found that helpful. If you do decide to go out and buy these, brilliant. Anyway, I will review any other products I buy in the future, but thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.